Greetings, welcome to Chase Live. This is Chase. This is day 20. I mean, I did have a day 20 yesterday, which was a 0, but I'm just going to count the trail days as days. So this is day 20 on the trail. Yesterday we did take a 0. I debated whether to do that or not, and I'm glad I did. My feet feel right now great, so that's a change. And gave me a chance also to dry out all my gear that got wet at the end of day 19's hike. I do recommend Daleville as a place to stay. The Spark Hotel was great. Very close proximity to the Mexican food restaurant right next door and the Japanese restaurant right next door. So that was good. They were both fine. They're good. Also met 2 other hikers yesterday, and they were also zeroing. They're northbound. Older hikers, I believe. Older, the same as me, but the woman was 67 and the man was 72, I believe. And they both ended up realizing that they weren't hiking as far as they needed to each day to complete the trail. And they've each come to their own terms with that, and they're going to finish, not finish the trail, but finish this year. She's going to get off near her home in New York. He's getting off at Harper's Ferry. So, yeah. And they can always complete the trail some other time. In fact, this morning, as I was just laying in bed drinking my coffee, I was watching the hiking rev who had also gotten off trail after realizing he wasn't meeting the schedule he had set for himself. And yeah, so the one thing is, and I had this discussion with a number of hikers, is the whole idea of what you consider a successful through hike. You know, there's this sort of arbitrary that has to be done in a calendar year. And of course, for some people like me, where you get artificially pulled off from an act of nature or whatever, you know, that gets extended. But still, you know, beyond this small community of through hikers, nobody cares, right? That's the truth. Nobody really cares. You know, 10 years from now, somebody asks you and you say, yeah, I hiked the entire Appalachian Trail, you know, almost 2,200 miles. That's impressive, and that's pretty cool, and it is quite an accomplishment. And I can say that having done most of it now. It's not an easy task, and really it's credit to anybody who can do it. Did it matter that you didn't do it in 1 year and you did it in 2, or you did it in 3, or you did it in 10? I don't see that. I don't think it makes any difference, and I don't think anybody else cares. Anyways, that's just my thinking on it. You know, for some people, the definition of through hike is it has to be continuous, and you know, cool. Not for me, but cool. So you know, the idea of a flip-flop or switching directions and all that, for them would not work. You know, and for me, for a long time, the definition of through hike was it had to be pure. You had to actually hike every blaze, not skip any sections and miss anything. But you know, that's not true for a lot of people. So, and I respect that. Anyways, that's my things I'm thinking about this morning. Oh, my hair is weird. Anyways, back on trail. Today we're hiking on a short hike. Hard to get a little motivated after taking a 0, but we'll do it. We're taking a short hike up to Lamberts Meadow. It's only going to be about 10 miles. And then after that will be Tinker Cliffs and McAfee Knob, which should be cool. I have no idea where I'm going right now. Let me flip the camera. We came out of this trail. We come to this T. We go that way. We go that way. I don't see a blaze. I see a deer. I'm gonna follow the deer. I don't think you can see the deer because he's behind the trees now. Still no blaze. I guess I could check my app and see if I'm going the right way. I have no idea. I always say if you're going to put a blaze, put it right after the intersection so I know which way I turn. Okay, time to check the app. All right. I mean, I think you can almost see it there. I would have kept walking. I'm back on city streets or something, so that was not the right direction. I shouldn't have turned left. I should turn right. Been a while since I walked on boards like these. These ones are pretty skinny too. And you know when they get wet, they do get slippery, so you have to kind of step carefully. But we had a lot of rain yesterday. A thunderstorm rolled in late yesterday and dumped a bunch of water, so. All right, we came upon a viewpoint. It looks pretty cool. It's a reservoir down there. So we can get up. So walking along this trail here has been pretty cool. A lot of the rocks remind me of rocks up north that I saw and stuff along in Pennsylvania. The little rock scrambles up and down. And yeah, this is cool. So anyways, my main point is this trail's been pretty awesome. It's quite a contrast to day 19, my last day on trail, with partly my attitude, I am sure, and I was tired and I'm hurting, but yeah, the trail just seemed kind of boring. This one I've had a lot of views. We're walking along a ridge and I can see out both sides of when I peek through the trees at the world below and beyond, and there's been some interesting climbs. We've hit different sections, you know, pine needles and just different places. So you get some varied terrain, different fauna, you know, different types of trees. So, and a slight breeze, which is nice. temps are getting close to 80 degrees. So climbing up there. But they're not bad with the breeze. All right, that last rock is called Hay Rock, and I guess it's kind of well known in the area. This is a rock called Monolith. And you can kind of see why. You know, I don't know how well it picks up in the camera through the trees, but it's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's like this wall of rock that's almost like a fence of sorts, but it's huge, huge. Wow, like I said, this has been a cool hike today. I've been like, this is interesting. That Monolith was interesting, and Hay Rock was interesting, and the views have been interesting. Even the sounds, cicadas all around me. You can hear a sawmill down below, and mixed with traffic on some road down there. But yeah, I don't know how long this goes. Check that one tree. It's trying to get to the other side. They're just hiking along, and heading north as I'm heading south is hiker Saunter. I didn't think to pull my phone out and record him, but interesting guy. He's been section hiking the AT. He's got he said, I think, a 7-year plan, and he's made it this far. And yeah, so he just likes going at his own pace. He's averaging about 10 miles a day. So while I'm talking to him, Sobo flip-flopper Slice comes walking right by. I'm surprised he was behind me, because he must have took a zero also. We keep crossing paths, and he's heading down to the next shelter, which is where I'm headed to. Though I may stay at the tent site, I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But I thought that was interesting. So after not seeing another hiker for a few days, or at least a couple days, you know, to see Slice again and then Saunter. So yeah. All right, we reached an overlook. It's beautiful out there, huh? Clear day. All right, we've reached a viewpoint called the Ledges, and yeah, this hike, yeah, it's pretty cool. I've got a lot of good views. Look at that. Woo. All right, we're settled in. Got tent up. I think we got here pretty early, before 2. Decided to tent instead of shelter. A little buggy, and the tent will be less buggy. There's some nice tent spots. I already had dinner. I had the Good to Go mushroom risotto with added olive oil, and then a cup of coffee with some protein powder. And yeah, it's